Come in, come in.
The day starts the way it always has at Mount Daniel School.
How are you this morning? Hi, Navi. How are you? Good morning.
Each student arrives with the same eager smiles that's shown on the faces of children who first graced these halls generations ago.
Shine, little glow-worm, glimmer, glimmer. Shine, little glow-worm, glimmer, glimmer.
The year was 1952. Harry Truman was president. The Second War to End All Wars was over, and like the rest of the nation, Falls Church residents basked in the glow of prosperity and progress.
Lightning, when you gotta glow, glow, little glow-worm, glow.
Mount Daniel School opened its doors in February, becoming the first elementary school to be constructed after Falls Church formed an independent school division in 1949.
Many people worked hard, and it was very exciting, and we wanted it because at that time our schools were not getting very much from the county. And that is really why we became a city, was to get our own schools.
From its first days, the community rallied around a concept of building better schools for its children. Falls Church inherited the Madison and Jefferson schools from Fairfax County, and citizens passed a bond referendum to build Mount Daniel and George Mason Junior Senior High School. But funding for the George Mason campus actually started with a shrewd business proposition spearheaded by Falls Church Chamber members Don Frady and Walter Mess. It happened after their quest to buy Lake Barcroft fell through.
We raised about $10,000. People came in from Massachusetts and bought it for $1 million. We didn't have a chance. But we turned around with that, and along with Don Frady, negotiated with Dr. Kiesling and bought with that $10,000 the site of George Mason High School. Then we went to the city of Falls Church and had them put up the other $20,000 to buy the rest of the land, and they did. That's how that school came about.
The chamber members weren't the only ones who were good at wheeling and dealing. Since state funding could eventually be obtained for classrooms, the school board decided to make the gym their first construction priority.
If they didn't do a gymnasium then, they probably never would get enough money. And so they built a very nice one.
The gym was the hub focal point because you had all of your assemblies, all of your activities, dances, sock hops, that kind of thing.
By the late 1950s, the chamber, elected officials, and citizens became bitterly divided over the issue of higher taxes to support schools.
But yes, there was a majority on the city council that, with their allies on the school board, wanted to make major reductions in the budgets and changes in the school budget.
A nonpartisan group calling itself Citizens for a Better Council formed and recruited 3 candidates who supported schools to run against the anti-school incumbents in the 1959 election.
It was a very unfriendly council at the time, and they were voted out in the next election.
The 3 newly elected CBC-backed council members, plus Mayor Charles M. Haley, gave them a majority vote on the city council and the momentum to once again rally the community around its schools.
And there was a lot of citizen participation. I mean, PTAs were crowded, and they wanted the schools to be good, the teachers to be well paid, and the councils were beginning to dig deep down, and they increased taxes. Oh boy, we had terrific debates on the subject, no question.
Funding debates consistently made headlines over the years, but none was more attention-grabbing than in 1994, when for the first time ever, the Chamber of Commerce publicly endorsed a fully funded school budget.
And that just knocked everybody's socks off in town, that the Chamber of Commerce would support a fully funded school budget at a time when the issue of being able to fund it fully was really contentious on the city council. And it was decisive. And then the city council went with a 4-3 vote.
Over the years, civic involvement has led to a number of honorable firsts for the Falls Church City Public Schools, the first Virginia City School Division to integrate its schools.
Today is Thursday.
The first in Virginia to offer full-day kindergarten. among the first in Virginia to provide daycare for children of working families, and the first in Northern Virginia to develop a townhouse zoning ordinance.
They were interested in trying to come up with the new housing types that would appeal to younger people and build back up the community and the school system, because enrollment had declined back in those days.
More recently, Falls Church was the first Virginia school system to adopt the International Baccalaureate program, among the first to develop an inclusion program for special needs students, and the first to take advantage of the state's 2002 public-private partnership law to build Mary Ellen Henderson Middle School, the city's first new school in more than 50 years. Today, the Falls Church City Public Schools serves more than 1,900 students in 4 schools. It has evolved over the past 60 years into one of the finest small school divisions in the nation. Nearly 100% of the school division's teachers has achieved highly qualified status with the Virginia Department of Education. Students consistently score well above state and national averages on standardized tests, and a majority of students is involved in at least one extracurricular activity. The school system's parent-teacher associations enjoy active participation by a large percentage of parents, and the number of business and education partners serving the Falls Church City Public Schools now exceeds 300.
Business people have come in to help teachers teach classes on finance, and people come in and read to students for Read Across America Week, and we've had so many volunteers for Career Week. We really feel lucky to be part of a community where the businesses and the schools work together so well.
It's the kind of community caring that has, for the past 60 years, been at the heart of the Falls Church City Public Schools.
Well, we wanted a good system, but I think that when it came down to it, that none of us really realized that it was going to be as good as it was, as it is.
And it's been a delight for me to see the quality of the teaching and the teachers and the superintendents who come in here and break their necks to try to keep it all together.
No, I hope y'all will, we have another 60 years as good as the 60 that we have come through, because I really think the school system has done extremely well over the last, it's certainly done well by me, and I appreciate very much having been a part of it.
Go, little go and go.